Hey, Blender Bob here. Sorry, this clip, no Blender at all. We're talking about digital matte painting and we're going to do it with AI. This comes from a project, actually a short movie that I filmed in 2018 and I never finished it. And last week I decided, you know what, I need to finish that clip. And in it, there's a matte painting and I never really liked it because it was very basic, didn't look very good. And I thought, you know what, let's do it with AI. This is what I started with, and I played with it in Photoshop and I ended up with this. But as you can see, I'm not gonna win an Oscar for the best matte painting in a short film because it really sucks. I mean, there's nothing around, it looks kind of empty, it needs more life, it needs something to make it more interesting. Matte paintings are not about just making pretty images. It's also part of the story. It's storytelling. With this simple image, I need to show as much as I can about the person who lives in it. The workflow I'm using is called image to image, where you give it an image as a reference, my matte painting in this case, and it's going to work from there to create another image that will be similar to it. Then you have a prompt where you will tell it what you want it to generate for you. So in this case, a night shot of an old travel trailer surrounded by some trash and blah 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 blah, hyper-realistic cinematic. Then all you have to do is to press the Q button and you let it go. This is in real time so I can show you how fast it is. This is rendering in full HD. So it takes about 9 to 10 seconds to generate the image. It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to get what you want on the first try. You have to try it again and again and again and again. But in this case it wasn't too bad because it only took me 10 tries to get the exact image that I wanted. Well, almost exact. This one looked really good, but I wanted an old car and also I think the front is a little bit too empty. I wanted more trash in front on the ground. But it's okay because I generated a lot of images and on some of them I have what I need. So I went through all the images that I've generated and I picked up two. This one has a lot of trash in front and the other one has the car that I wanted here on the left. Now I have switched from Photoshop to Affinity because I don't want to pay every month for Photoshop, and they have this crazy thing that if you only want it for a month, then you have to pay for the entire year. Otherwise you get a penalty of 50% of the price. It's completely insane. I hate Adobe. I really hate them. So I went for Affinity instead. You pay one time, you have your license, it's permanent, it's for life, and it's great. It's almost as powerful as Photoshop. I mean, it has pretty much 90% of the features of Photoshop, except for the generative AI, which they don't do. I have to admit, Photoshop has an insane generative AI system, but this is not what it's about right now. It's about using Affinity to do the compositing for my matte painting. All right? Okay. And from there, it's just easy breezy photo retouching, the same thing as you would do in Photoshop. So I put all my layers on top of each other. On this one here, I will create a mask. It's the same thing as Photoshop. And I take the mask, I invert it, Control I, and then you just paint on the mask to reveal what you want. So here we go, and the car is coming back. I don't even need to be very precise when I'm doing this. Everything merges together perfectly, and the beauty of this is because I use image to image, all the images are in the same angle, so it's very easy to mix them together. Of course, I did need to do little adjustments here and there, but nothing very complicated. I will skip to the other layer, same thing, I create a mask and I invert it and I start just brushing everywhere to get the trash in front. This is all in real time. There's a nice garbage bag here. Cool. And finally, I will use the in-paint brush tool to remove these poles here because they bother me, they attract too much attention. So just paint, poof, it's gone. And there's another one. It's okay if there's a little thing left here. And this one too. And poof, it's gone. Yippee. If we take a look at this, it took me about, 20 minutes to do this? Maybe less? It was very fast. Now imagine you're a studio manager or a CG supervisor or whatever, and you need to do something similar. Are you going to model a trailer, model all the trash, texture, look dev, lighting, rendering, compositing, match the grain, and everything and all this stuff? It would take weeks to do this. In this case, it took me about 20 minutes. Now imagine in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 days, the amount of matte painting stuff that I could generate. It's completely insane. So this is where the industry is going right now. Matte painting in 3D, well, of course, there's still going to be some. But the tendency will go to this, to doing everything in AI, because it's so much faster and you can make iterations so fast, and you can render one image and you can now add it to another software, another AI that will animate it, so you could make a camera movement in it if you want. We are there right now. We can do this right now. So if you need to do an establishing shot that will be seen only once in the movie, you're going to go AI, because you don't need to reuse the assets anywhere else later. You're just going to go AI. It's going to be so much faster, and you can make so many versions so fast. All right, all right, all right. Stop screaming, stop screaming. I can hear you. AI is stolen art and blah, 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 blah. We're going to talk about this later, because I'm preparing a very big clip on AI in the VFX industry, and we're going to address all these concerns. All right, so that's it for me. Bye.